So this is a powder foundation, and if you follow Tati, you would have seen her try it out, and that's basically why I'm trying it, because she was so enthusiastic about the product. Unfortunately, I already filmed using this, so this isn't a first impression, and there were a few things that I didn't super like about it. Also, this shade doesn't match me at all. It's 102 Natural, and I didn't buy two shades because I was pretty confident that this one would work for me, but sorry. Correcting palette, and just go on the under eye. I'm gonna highlight first because, you know, this is a powder foundation. I'm not gonna want to put concealer on top of it, any kind of cream concealer. So I'm gonna go in with Catrice Liquid Camouflage, just something kind of basic. Ooh. Alright, now that we brightened up the under eyes a little bit and we did a little highlighting action, I'm going to use a velour puff for... Actually, I'm going to start with the Beauty Blender because I didn't try this at all yesterday, and Tati said that she really liked the velour puff the best to apply this, but you know, I'm going to try this because there were a few spots yesterday that I thought my face looked a little weird. So let's just try this right here, and then I'm gonna try the velour puff on the other side. Sorry, let's go this way. Yeah, I definitely do think you get the most coverage out of the velour puff. It's just such a dark shade for me. And I did talk about this yesterday in my video. There are 8 shades of this foundation. It is a big difference between the lightest and the darkest, but I can already tell that the lightest is going to be too dark for very light-skinned people, and the darkest is going to be too light for some very dark-skinned people. So, you know, JCat isn't a big brand, so they can't go crazy with the shade range. I get that. Like, they're not pumping out a crap ton of product. It's not like Fenty Beauty or like Maybelline or something. So, I get why there's not a lot, but there definitely could have been a little bit of an expansion. Alright, so I'm already noticing that since I didn't moisturize as much today as I did yesterday, I feel like the foundation is pulling a little bit more of my skin. But it's still turning out nicely. It's doing a little pore filling action, which is nice because I have big pores. Still definitely too dark for my skin, but you win some and you lose some. Now I'm just gonna overdraw my lips today to kind of mask the look of like weird paleness. So I really do think that the coverage of this powder foundation is pretty good. It's like medium coverage. I'm going to see if it's buildable in any spots, just where I'd like a little bit more coverage, which it is. You could kind of see it covering up that acne spot I had right there. And it definitely, like, it lightens up a little bit on the second go around. This is a really pore filling powder foundation. Like, you could really see it, like, it's in my pores. It kind of does exaggerate them because the color of the foundation changes when it's in the pores. Oh, I forgot about my lash. Well, I didn't do a great job with it, but it's better. At least it's not flicking up anymore. Alright, so I think that's pretty good for the foundation. And I'm going to try to lay down a little contour now. I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Mega Glow. And the good thing is that the product doesn't seem to move around at all with brushes. Powders are laying down on it really nicely. I do enjoy that. That's something nice about powders. I do have a little bit of texture in my skin, and I wouldn't say that it's exaggerating it in all spots, but maybe a few, like around my chin area. Surprisingly, my forehead's okay. That's where I feel like most of my texture shows through. But around my jaw and chin, there's a little bit of texture showing. No one wants it. So if you have super textured skin, also when you use powder foundations, I nair my face so there's no hair on my face. At least there's very little hair. And I don't recommend that to everyone. I use the like sensitive face cream from Nair for my face, and I only leave it on for 3 minutes, not 5. That's something that's, you know, a chemical that you're putting on your face, so I'm not recommending that everyone nair their face. But if you don't have super sensitive skin, maybe try it out. If you're trying to use powder foundations, or any foundations, it'll kind of help out with that. Right now, I'm just going in with the, ooh, that looks a little too powdery. Okay. I'm going in with the highlighting shade from the Wet n Wild Mega Glow contour. I did bring it up on my nose yesterday to kind of exaggerate my nose contour, but it looks a little weird now. A little too powdery. But I just wanted to brighten up the under eye and kind of exaggerate my contour everywhere by putting this contrast of the light color. And the Beauty Blender is working fine over the foundation with another powder. I'm going to go in with the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. Let's go in with a highlight. Since this is a little darker, I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Master Chrome in Molten Gold. I dedicated myself to really finding good stuff at the drugstore, and that includes tools. I don't just think products. I think that tools are one of the most expensive and important parts of your makeup routine. Like the example of my velour puff. I got mine on Amazon. Tati got hers. I should look it up. Okay, Google. What velour puff does Tati use? No, not
Here's what I found on the web.
Shut up. What kind... Oh, it heard me say shut up. I'm just gonna Google it. F that. What velour puff does Tati use? There we go. The Forever Puff, that's what it is. I remember now. Yeah, so it's the Forever Puff, and you could kind of recognize it because it's always like cheetah print on her channel. And she does love that one, so maybe mine is just not as good, and maybe it's kind of making the product look a little funny because she absolutely loved it. So maybe that's something to consider. Like, if you know that a makeup guru has similar skin to you, like they're very similar in texture, in skin type, maybe even in color, then you could see like what products do they use and what tools do they use them with, so I can get what they're getting out of the product. And also, you know, a lot of makeup gurus are trained professionally, or they've just been doing this for years, or they're just really talented. And so you're not always going to get the same result as everyone else, but it's worth a shot. So I'm trying out stuff from the drugstore, and I really do like a lot of the e.l.f. brushes. I don't like a lot of e.l.f. products, but I like Wet n Wild products, a lot of them. I think they're great. So e.l.f. tools, Wet n Wild products. I think that's good. Now I'm going to go in with a blush. I'm going in with the L'Oreal Enchanted Paradise in Just Curious. This is a pretty pigmented blush, so I thought it would be good for a foundation that is a little too dark for me. I used quite a few eyeshadow palettes, all drugstore, but I would never recommend this look to anyone because I dipped into so many different palettes. But I used Jaclyn Hill Morphe, Dream Street, Kathleen Lights, ColourPop, My Little Pony in ColourPop, and the ColourPop Golden State of Mind palette. I don't know why I use so many, don't ask me. I was just having a really fun time. But this color Blossom from the My Little Pony palette, I honestly would buy this palette again just for this color. Eat some food, that's a good idea, because it's hot in my kitchen, so I'll sweat a little bit. And we'll see how the makeup stands up to that. Honestly, I don't touch my face a lot, but I do blow my nose, and because I have bad allergies, TMI, I don't know. But I will see how the foundation lasts through a little while. I feel like it's already, like I said before, like it's showing some oil through my forehead. Like I only put highlight here, but I'm super shining it there and over here. That's highlight, but there's a little bit of oil right in here. Maybe it's because I have a little bit of concealer on. I don't know, but it's a powder foundation. Like I feel like it should set everything in place. But we'll just find out how it goes. So I'm gonna check back in with you guys in a little bit, and maybe we'll blot off some oils, see what the foundation looks like after that. But yeah, this is the look for now. Alright, see you in a little bit. Alright guys, I am back. It's been a couple of hours. Oh, where's my phone? I don't know where my phone is. But I think it's about... Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 12:43 p.m.
Wow, she was loud. So I finished my makeup around 10:50, so it's been about 2 hours, and I ate a little bit. That's why I fixed up my lipstick, because I ate something with a little oil in it, so kind of move things around. But I look pretty oily. Like, I don't know. Let me see if I could zoom in. So I don't know how easy it is to see on this camera with just the sunlight, but my skin is like very oily. I do get pretty oily, but I haven't moved around a lot. I've just been in a kind of warm apartment. I ate a little food. It's only been 2 hours, so the fact that I am, let me zoom out again. The fact that I am like this oily is kind of crazy. I actually took out my Boscia oil blotting pad things. What are they called again? Linens? Yeah, the black charcoal blotting linens from Boscia. And so I wanted to just put these on my skin and show how much oil is coming off. Yeah, so that took the oil right off, but then it just goes to show that I'm super oily with the powder foundation. Also, I want to zoom in again. Oop, I can never get that right. I want to look at my mouth. So hopefully it's pretty focused on my mouth, but I feel like there's a little bit of creasing going on in my smile lines. It's also just super oily, so let's just... My nose is always pretty oil producing, but maybe if I blot it off it'll be a little better. But I usually don't get too much creasing right here, and it's happening a little bit. I can't believe how oily I am after 2 hours. I hope that's visible too. Let me zoom back out to like normal. Yeah, so that's everything. I'm gonna take this off pretty soon. I love my eye look. I wish that my eyelashes were a little better. I just have to go get a better lash glue. Fun creating this look. I'm probably going to post some pictures of the eye look, maybe a full face, but like I'm so super oily, like it's kind of crazy. So We will find out, but I'm gonna take this makeup off and go sit for a little while longer, and then I'm gonna go to the gym. So I hope you guys liked this review of the JCat Aquassurance Beauty. Maybe it'll work for you. It just didn't work really well for me. I have oily skin. I don't have a lot of dry patches. I have some, and it didn't really catch on that. The texture is pretty good. I think you can still see my pores, but there are not a lot of foundations that I find that really fill pores. Maybe one day I'll find one. I think that's a great job for primers, but I don't particularly like primers. But yeah, so that is everything. Thanks for checking this video out. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. And yeah, hope you're having a good one. All right, thanks. Bye.